Shania Mesmin. McGarren Chulet finishing with figures of 4 overs, 1 for 20. Not a bad return on any given day.
Yes, the innings really crying for an injection of impetus here, and the captain Shania Mesmin looking to take that responsibility, just dancing down the track on this one here. And the first real mistake from Shulet, just over pitching on this occasion here, and that tremendous bat swing from Mesmin, just the fielder really had no chance on the boundary.
Definitely, the ball was a good 5 or 6 yards away from him, and he was traveling like a tracer bullet that he could not get there in time. So good shot, McGarren Shulet over pitching a little bit too straight to his bin outside of stump and on the 4th stump line for Mesmin, and been doing so successfully on this occasion. He was a bit straighter and Mesmin took a full toll. But a good partnership building up between Ashley Hippolyte and his captain Shania Mesmin.
Yes, definitely. After a very slow start, ever since the break, these two batsmen really coming out guns blazing. But it seems to me that Ashley Hippolyte seems a bit limited in his mobility. He has been really struggling to run the runs. He's up against Audie Alexander now.
Audie Alexander into Hippolyte. Audie Alexander being brought back on. Hippolyte plays this one into the onside, and he's struggling to come in for the second. I think he had to really put down the handbrakes, but he did so successfully in the end, and he came through for the second. Well placed as well. He did not overhit the ball into the onside, Hippolyte, and he was able to successfully come back for the second run. The scoring rate has climbed a bit. It's now at 5.39. It is not what you would expect in a T20 encounter, but certainly this partnership is really helping to put things in the right perspective. Audie Alexander pushing this one through. Hippolyte unable to make any contact, and the score remains on 71. Audie Alexander has all the tricks in his armory, I'm sure, and would not be able to be outfoxed by Hippolyte. Hippolyte is just stepping in. This time a good take from Jason Simon. Jason Simon is really acquitting himself very well with the glove.
Yes, the quality that we've come to expect from Jason Simon, the former national wicketkeeper. Very skilled behind the stump.
Excellent work by him. Ashley Hippolyte is just toying with him, moving along a lot in the crease. One running, the sweeper comes off the cover boundary to make Bank of St. Lucia super save on the boundary rope there, and not before Hippolyte comes through for a single. 73 for 3. We're into the 14th over, and a good bit of a recovery for the Soufriere Stumpers by Hippolyte and his captain Mesmin.
Shania is attempting the slog sweep head. They're pushing for 2. Ashley Hippolyte struggling.
And I think Ashley Hippolyte will not make his ground. A very good throw, rifled in by Stefan Theophane, and a wicket has gone. Ashley Hippolyte, you mentioned that earlier, Jamal. Ashley Hippolyte was always struggling with his mobility, and on this occasion, good decision from the fielder to pick his end, and he was found short.
Yes, another batter, I believe, could have made his ground here, but from the previous over, Hippolyte just holding on to his knee, appeared to be struggling here, but no struggles there in the field for the Choiseul team. The young Nimbles Theophane just rifling in that throw, getting the run out here. The 2 was definitely on, but a wicket has fallen here for the Soufriere Stumpers.
Definitely a good bit of fielding here, and we see fielding doing the trick as well. One always said that fielding is just as important as any other aspect, and we're seeing Kevin Gassi, young Kevin Gassi, coming in to replace Ashley Hippolyte, who really could not run himself into business here as Audie Alexander continues. Kevin Gassi, Mesmin is still on strike. He is on a 28. Alexander to Mesmin. Mesmin is looking to guide this one down, and he had to dive back in. Excellent cricket there. Good throw coming through from the fielder there, and exciting stuff happening. It's almost as if, Jamal, every ball there is something, there's some action, there's an event happening at every delivery.
And you can definitely see Shanai Mesmin just itching to unfurl a big stroke here. And the plan is clear from Alexander to hide those deliveries outside the line of the off stump.
And he goes for it this time. He finds Stefan Theophan on the deep backward square boundary. Good return from Stefan Theophan. And there will only be one run. And that is all there is. The over comes to a close.
Yes, and really an excellent over there by one of the talismanic players for the Choiseul team, Odi Alexander, just making full use of that experience and the bag of tricks in his armory, as you mentioned, Clivers. But worth mentioning here, Mesmin, he knew the plan from Alexander to hide those balls outside the awesome. As that over began, just taking the guard, moving further across to the awesome, and backing his strength to try to clear him towards the scoreboard here. But the wit and guile of Alexander prevailing on that occasion.
Definitely so. He's a very experienced campaigner, Odi Alexander. And of course, the Choiseul Craft Masters, a bunch of young men that have been playing together for quite some time. As a matter of fact, they're the defending champions of the KSB SPLT20 from the last edition in 2019. And one would expect that they would come out and really organize themselves to defend, as we see Sky Lafay.
It's a very good group of young players here, the Choiseul team. I think that the majority of them would have represented St. Lucia and even the Windward Islands at some stage, whether under 19 or the senior team. Even the current bowler now, Sky Lafay, would have been a part of the victorious St. Lucia national under 19 team in the Windward tournament this year.
Sky Lafay. And
goodness gracious,
in the air, out towards Johnson Charleston, over the stand, and this one goes all the way. A Najiko, is it a Najiko? No, it's not a Najiko catch, it's a 6 hit from the bat of Shanai Mesmin, and the score moves on to 81 with Mesmin moving on to 35. And 81 for 4, we're into the 15th over. A good shot from Shanai Mesmin. And you called it, Jamal, he was really looking to unleash that big shot.
Yes, Mesmin presenting the opportunity for a magical catch in the crowd here. And Sky Lafay just missing his length. And good for the Soufriere team to have attacked him on the first ball of the over.
Putting pressure on it. This time again, he goes high. Is it long enough? It is. The fielder is only going to be a spectator. And Mesmin, back-to-back sixes. Mesmin is really unleashing on young Sky Lafay.
Yes. Sometimes in this game, Clivers, you will need to pick your bowlers. And Sky Lafay, one of the more inexperienced players on the team, bowling at this stage of the innings here. And Mesmin would have batted for a long time. He would have been he's 45 of 28 now. And Lafay really being placed under the pump.
Definitely. So with that 6, he has moved into the 40s. Our score is just a little bit behind it. And he's moved to 41. Sky Lafay getting a bit of advice from Smith. Outside off, and he works it out towards third man, and this area is a much better area. Yield just a single for Mesmin. The score moves on to 88 for 4. We're inside the 15th over, but a much better comeback from Sky Lafay on this occasion. Short lifting delivery outside of stump. Shanai Mesmin gets onto his toes and just guided down to third man on the bounce to the fielder Kurt Edward. Lafay. Now Gassi comes into strike. He's yet to get off the mark. Kevin Gassi. His first delivery. A slower delivery from Gassi and from Lafay, and a needless run given there. The fielder had him under control. He was looking for the run and definitely just throwing that ball, not proper backing up by Benjamin, and a single taken.
The Craftmasters seemingly playing into the hands of the Soufriere team at the moment. I think that Lafe would certainly prefer to bowl to Gassi instead of Mesmin.
Definitely so, and there was no need for the throw coming from the fielder at point. And Mesmin goes again, it's in the air, a fielder settles under it, and he takes it. He gets his just reward. This one is a wonderfully taken catch on the boundary. He got the elevation, did not get the distance on this occasion, and Lafe is rewarded for his hard work.
Well, Clivers, what do we know in the combox here? We were just saying that Lafe would have preferred to have bowled to Gassi, but really showing that he was up for the fight after being hit for 2 sixes of the first 2 balls of the over here, getting his revenge and claiming the big wicket of Mesmin, who was dropped earlier and added a 42 of 40 balls.
Definitely on this occasion, Lafe just pulled the length back a little bit, just a bit further away from Mesmin, and this one came off the bottom of the bat, and of course he could not get it over the boundary rope as he was attempting, and the wicket, the catch was taken, and I think that was the final ball of the over. There's still one delivery to go in that over from Gassi from Lafe. And the new batsman just tried to identify.
It looks to me to be Bradley Tiso.
Bradley Tiso, it looks like Bradley Tiso coming in his sky blue and black bottoms. And he will be taking that delivery from Lafe. What does he have in stock? And he's driving through the covers. He comes through for 1 and he gets it rather comfortably. 90 for 4 at the end of 15 overs. A bit of a move on being given there. Impetus being given to the innings by the captain Mesmin, who was just removed by Lafe. A good showing by the youngster. He showed his nerve, he held his nerve and came back well in the over, Jamal. We will take some comments from you, and then it will be the voice of Claudius Emmanuel to take you to the finish.
Yes, just what the doctor would have ordered for the Craftmasters team. They needed to have seen the back of Mesmin and Sky Lafe tasked with that responsibility and coming through for his team. As we see Ori Alexander continuing. Welcome, Claudius.
Alexander moves in, bowls to the player who is number 2 and hits it down to long on to get a single. So 1 more to the total, 91 for 5. This is over number 16, and yes, in fact, Tisson, the one getting that single down to mid on. So 91 for 5 as Alexander will bowl left-handed Gassi, number 8 over number 16. So let's see how he can do with the trickery of Alexander. Delivery that's outside the off stump, and he looks to cut but misses.
Yes, good skill on show here by Alexander. Because he's bowling that wrist spin, he's actually capable of spinning the ball both ways.
Delivery that's outside the off stump again. Little waft at it outside the off stump. No contact. So we got 3 men tight in the circle on the offside. Backward point, extra cover, squarish cover. Delivery that's hitting the gap out towards the sweeper who comes up the deep extra cover boundary. So 1 to the total, 1 to Gassi, the left-hander. He goes to 3, 92, or he goes to 2, 92 for 5. Over number 16, Alexander. Over the wicket comes bowls to Tisson. Tisson edges that past the keeper down towards third man. It will be pulled back, and they will come back for the second as the return coming into the keeper side.
Yes, we call that an educated edge. Alexander just persisting with that line outside the line of the off stump and just varying his pace. Doesn't want to get too close to Bradley Tissot.
Tissot lofts that out towards the offside and dropped at the long off position. The fielder coming in, and well, he's actually taken it. Seemed to have thought that that actually went to ground, but he's had it in possession, and so good catch in the end. So apologies to the fielder coming in off long off boundary. Tissot looking to go aerial and going over long off, not successful, finding the man coming off the boundary. And so he goes caught at the long off boundary after bowling of Alexander for 2. And in the 16th over, the Soufriere Stumpers, they lose their 6th wicket, 94 for 6.
Yes, the plan was certainly clear to keep the ball away from the arc of Bradley Tissot, one of the more dangerous men playing this tournament. He packs a lot of power and the skill and style of Alexander, turning this one away from the bat, not giving Tissot a length that he could use to loft it out of the park. And we mentioned last night that historically, this Craft Masters team, they would have been one of the better fielding teams in this tournament. And they appeared a bit rusty last night, but things certainly coming together for them at the moment.
Indeed, as Bronte Best, the new batter, comes out at the number 8 position, so 6 wickets are down. So the dismissal coming at the end of the 16th over, so the 17th over about to commence, as it's going to be
Vince
Smith to come in from the northern end as the lights begin to come on here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. So this is, as we of 3 games. So it's the Soufriere Stumpers versus Choiseul Craft Masters. We've got Monrepo Pioneers versus Labrie Pride next. Delivery that is back into and hit into the offside. They've taken 1. That's all they'll get. As Gassi gets himself another run. He's third, 95 for 6. As another left-hander. Bronte Best is.
Interestingly enough, Bronte Best would have been a member of the Choiseul Craft Masters team from inception, and for the first time playing against them on the Soufriere team. I think he would have even captained this team before. Bronte Best, former captain of the team.
Indeed, so lots of movement among the sides by the players. Best to this delivery is looking to work it on the onside. The question is unmoved. As Vince Smith will continue over number 17. He moves in now, bowls to Best. Best is looking to pull. The ball is quickly onto him. The throw coming in from the offside cannot be taken advantage of because the man Gassi had overrun the stumps at the striker's end, so not able to capitalize. So just a 1 to the total that takes it to 96 for 6. This is over number 17. Vince Smith moving in round the wicket, bowls to Gassi. Gassi gets a wide delivery and looking to whip it away. Doesn't make contact, but you'll get the wide, and so the score will advance by 1 to 97 as these two looking to push on. Delivery that's outside the off stump and hit out towards backward point. A catch being taken. Yes, good work. Good work by the man. Looks like Sky Lafay going back to take that catch on the edge of the circle at backward point. Gassi flashing at that outside the off stump, and the ball coming off the edge and going high, but within the reach of Lafay, who went back nicely and pouched it on the edge of the circle. So the 7th wicket going down as Gassi goes caught at backward point of the bowling of Vince Smith, and I think he's only got what, 1, and that's the end of his innings. So 7 wickets are down, 97 is the score.
A good tactical move here by Captain Jason Simon. two left-handers were at the wicket, and he turns to off spinner, deciding to play the matchup. And good skills shown here by Vince Smith, just tossing this one outside the line of the off stump, nice and slow. Gassi trying to force this one away towards the Johnson Charleston, only succeeding in skying this one to the fielder Sky Laffey.
Indeed. So the Choiseul Craftmasters continuing to show good catching ability as Vince Smith is going to continue. So 7 wickets are down. This is the 17th over. He's operating over the wicket to the right-hander who is back, plays it square into the offside. They have taken one. They'll be interested in the second and they'll come back for it as well as he gets off the mark with 2. The total going up to so Tennessee Hippolyte off the mark. The total going up to 99 for 2 with the couple. 99 for 7 with the couple.
Yes, and Tennessee Hippolyte, one of the more experienced men in the lineup for the Stumpers.
This delivery, he's driving into the offside, but straight to the extra cover fielder, and there's no run. So the over is completed. So we've had 17, and at the end of it, 99 for 7, the Soufriere Stumpers.
Good bowling here by Vince Smith. Captain Simon ringing in the changes, and the bowlers responsive to his call and delivering the goods for him today. 99 in 17, 3 overs left. We did mention that Bronte Bess, he packs a lot of power, a lot of muscle in his game, and he would know a lot about all the bowlers as the previous captain, and they would know that they should not get the ball anywhere close to him because he does pack the power.
Well, 18 deliveries are left, so let's see what he can do.
I think he's only going to play one way, Claudius.
Well, let's see how he conducts himself. So limited set of resources left. So 99 for 7. You'd think that they would need to push that maybe closer to 150 if they're going to challenge the man from Choiseul. First delivery of the 18th is outside the off stump. And Audie Alexander gets away with a dot ball, adding pressure on Bess, who waits. Second delivery that is hit on the edge and caught on the edge of the circle. So Bronte Bess not coming off. Delivery that was perhaps held back a little, looking for the big drive. It peeled off the outside edge and floated to the edge of the circle at backward point. Comfortable catch to the man on the edge of the circle. And so the end of Bronte Bess going. Cut off the bowling of Audie Alexander, and he's gone very quickly, in fact. And that's the 8th wicket going down, as you see the big drive going and being caught. So the Soufriere team, they've lost the 8th wicket.
And this is why we expressed our disappointment from the comebox last night at the late introduction of Audie Alexander into the bowling lineup, and he would have bowled somewhere after the first 10 overs. But Captain Jason Simon just fixing this mistake, bringing in his champion spinner much earlier on into the piece, and then he certainly has the skill, he has the guile, he has the wit, he has everything in his arsenal to do well for this team, keeping the ball away from the arc of Bronte Bess, forcing him to play into the offside. He certainly favors the leg side here, getting him to do something different, and in the end, claiming his wicket.
Indeed. So, Audie Alexander really stamping his presence on the proceedings. As
it looks to be Wayne Prospect.
Wayne Prospect coming in, first delivery. He turns it on the onside and will immediately get a single as the total goes to the 100. So the 100 mark arrived at, but it has been quite costly for the Soufriere team. They've lost all of 8 wickets as Odi Alexander is going through his paces as he moves in now from the south bowls to the man that is looking to pull, doesn't make the sort of contact. It's Hippolyte, and it goes into the gloves of keeper Simon. Alexander again moving in over the wicket. Bowls to Hippolyte down the leg side, beats the keeper wide, already called by the umpire. It's going into the boundary, towards it I should say, and it's been pulled back in about maybe 10 yards from the boundary. Wide call. So with the 2, the score will advance by 3. So 103 now for 8. As that delivery was missed down the leg side, missed by the batsman, missed by the keeper. Alexander moving in, bowls to Hippolyte. Hippolyte clips it out towards the square leg region. He's gone quickly for the first and looking to turn for the second, but it's not on. So just the 1 as the total goes to 104. 104 for 8. And Alexander to continue. This time to outside the off stump, beaten as Prosper is looking to lay bat on ball, but is unsuccessful. So the over is completed. So at the end of it, 104 for 8, which is the latest here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
Yes, and with the loss of Bronte Bess, I think that the Soufriere team would have lost about 20 or 30 possible runs. Such was the skill and power of Bronte Bess. And I think that, no disrespect to the Soufriere, the remaining Soufriere team, but Odi Alexander, having played at such a high level of cricket, having played first-class cricket for the Wounded Islands, I think that his skill level is above what the lower order of the Soufriere team has to offer.
Yes, and indeed he has demonstrated his experience by the control and the penetration that he has been able to achieve here this innings. So 2 overs left in the innings as Smith continues. Delivery outside the off stump, hit through the hands of Smith, so put down there with the cotton ball opportunity. It came back quickly as Hippolyte was driving powerfully, bursting through the hands of the bowler and going behind him to long off for a single. So Hippolyte helps himself with the single. 105 for 8 as Prosper in strike, looking to cut, but the faster delivery is quickly into the gloves of the keeper, and Smith getting away with this one outside the off stump. He comes in again, bowls to Prosper, who's back but can't score as it's played into the offside and quickly fielded. Quick through the over, coming in, bowls, deliveries out towards wide, long off. The fielder from long off goes into the deep extra cover region, but he will allow enough time for 2 from the bat of Prosper. That takes the total to 100 and what's that, 107, I make it, 107 for 8 over number 19. Smith to Prosper. Prosper back, looking to be cute, given out, caught behind. There was a Prosper outside the off stump, looking to maybe run that down to third man. A quicker delivery, but the ball brushing the edge, and a good sharp catch taken once again by Smith, showing Simon, correction, good glove work, and resulting in the end of Prosper going cut out the wicket of the bowling of Vince Smith, the fall of wicket number 9.
Yes, the Choiseul team really thriving on the back of the quality of their spinners. It's worth noting that all spinners on the Choiseul team would have represented the country at the senior level, and the experience of Vince Smith is on show. We know that at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground, the batsman would favor facing the off-spin bowlers such as Smith and Simon from this end, where they could be assisted with that big breeze going across the ground. but Vince Smith just varying his pace, firing those balls in wide outside the line, the off stump, not allowing the batsman the room to free those arms. So Prosper had no choice but to try to be cute and run this one down and just succumb in.
Indeed. So the new batsman, Charles, first delivery down the leg side and wide, being signaled as he was looking to flick away at the square leg region. So one more to the total, 108 with wide. Smith looking to wrap up things there for Choiseul, moving it close to Charles. Charles is back and missing outside the off stump to complete over number 19. So 1 over is left and 107 for 9. The Soufriere Stumpers, they needing to somehow push along with some additional runs to create a challenge for the Choiseul Craftmasters as they look to reply.
Yes,
eventually.
Run scoring has been difficult on the surface, and the Choiseul team certainly had the quality to make it even more so, as we see the reintroduction of Sky Laffey, who had done very well in his previous overs, taking the big wicket of Shanai Mesmin. With just 6 balls left, Tennessee Hippolyte being charged with the responsibility of going all guns blazing here.
So, Laffey interested in wrapping up things, and no doubt he would want to land in good areas to ensure that this final pair do not create any problems for Choiseul. So the objective would be clear. The question is he going to be successful? Delivery that's outside the off stump, and a big shot and immediate success. But behind, there was a shortish delivery outside the off stump, and Hippolyte was looking to hit it on the onside. Edge taken, and catch also taken behind. So the end of the Soufriere Stumpers innings, they have been bowled out inside the 20 overs, 19.1 to be exact, for 107. And so that is their effort as they would have batted first in this game, game 2 of this SPLT20 for 2023 here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. So 107. And your assessment of the overall effort, we saw a pretty weak power play, I would say, and losing wickets steadily throughout the 20 overs. And in the end, what looks like a very paltry total of 107.
Well, first and foremost, it's worth noting in this great game of ours that the Soufriere team would have committed what is called the cardinal sin of batting, not facing the full quarter of overs. They left some 5 deliveries behind, which could have made a difference to the total that they eventually achieved. There was a struggle within the power play, and that seemed consistent with the theme of cricket today, where the bowlers certainly had the better of the batters. What made the difference in the previous game was that one of the batters got in and really capitalized on some poor fielding. But the Choiseul team here really tightening the screws. They were very sharp in the field. They lived up to the name and reputation of being one of the better fielding units going around. And the Soufriere team was unable to break the shackles at any point. The only bright spark that they had really was that of the captain, Shanai Mesmin, really showing us his fitness and strength, going at over a run a ball. But apart from him, Claudius, there was a struggle from the batters, and it's testament in the score that we see right now, not even able to get up to 120 a run a ball.
Yes, indeed. In fact, just to add some detail to what you're saying, in fact, the power play score after 6 overs, 25 for 2, and so not the type of platform that one would have expected. And so it was a struggle for them throughout. Just the 42 from Mesmin, the captain, he benefited from a drop catch, those 42 coming off 30 deliveries. But all in all, except for Mesmin. The rest of the Soufriere Stumpers batting really stumbling. And so in the end, the 107 does look to be a little inadequate. Of course, we will test that as the second innings comes off with the Soufriere having to defend that. But certainly Choiseul would fancy their chances of going one better than they did yesterday when they went down to Monrepo. So it's going to be interesting to see their reply. As you indicated, Jamal, the bowling very efficient, the spinners coming to play, and the pick of the bowlers would have been Odi Alexander.
Yes, we've spoken plenty about his skill, his guile, his wit, and more important than that, his level of experience. Having been a bowler who would have played first-class cricket, and for those of us who may not know, first-class cricket is the level just below the international level for the players in the Caribbean. So Odi Alexander would have been a young man with a lot of experience, and it really showed today where he never presented opportunities for the batters to really go big at him. He knew the right lines, the right lengths to bowl, and because he's bowling that wrist spin, he's able to deceive batters with that stride, with that guide, and the ability to spin the ball in both directions, into the bat and away from the bat.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Jamal. We'll take a break here as we've come to the mid-innings portion of the play. So just to recap for you, Soufriere Stumpers batting first in this encounter, 107 all out from 19.1. So the Choiseul Craftmasters, they require 108 in their 20 overs at a required rate of just about 5.4. So that is the position here. We'll take a break until it's time for the resumption of play with the Choiseul Craftmasters looking to get 108 for victory. So let's say goodbye for now and join you in a few minutes' time.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
It's a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment. To work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
At Greater Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide